Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps. My co-host, a very good friend, is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris. It's great to speak to you again. As predicted, we're in episode 3 now, and this is where we start to get a bit of the old drama. So, a lot of this episode was all dominated, to be honest, by Grant and all the people kind of in and around him. So, what did you make of tonight's episode?
Dave, he works on the tools he's used to building. He hasn't got a big enough fucking shovel to try and dig out of this hole that he's created himself. Let's be honest. It was pure comedy, Love Island gold for me. He fucked himself up completely. He's gone from having 2 girls fighting over him to, by the end of it, pretty much looking like he's not got fucking one. So what a fucking idiot. He was so good to watch. And that's who the episode's actually entitled Grant's Dance because of what Cassidy said at the end, but fuck me. He couldn't weasel. You can't weasel your way out of something like that, Dave, when you're on fucking TV like this. It was brilliant to watch, though.
It was brilliant, but again, you just sort of... my faith in humanity just dwindles a little bit, because you get to see... I do have to say, Chris, in typical kind of reality cast form, I am going to backtrack a little bit. In episode 1, I was convinced Eden would be the massive player in this group. And I'm still not ruling that out, but in the first 3 episodes, we haven't really seen too much of that. I definitely think he will be. But Grant seems to be out there in front as the player, doesn't he? And the fact that, he says to Taylor, I'd really like to kiss you and what have you. Has he not seen the other shows? Has he not seen the other seasons? This shit is going to get back to you. You know that's how he is on the outside world, but he's got plausible deniability. This guy is a massive player and he's being called out on it. And, Cassidy says she 100% trusts Grant. Why? Why would you do that? I know he's fit. I know he's good looking, but you can tell he's a player. So, I don't know. It is playing out. Like I say, the only surprise to me is that Eden hasn't been out in front and it has been Grant.
Yeah, and I think it's a very good point because I can't work out whether he's just pretending that he's oblivious to it or he doesn't get what he's doing because it's so obvious he's just playing Taylor and Cassidy off. And what's weird is he'll kiss Cassidy, but then the next minute he's like on the bed with Taylor talking, and you're just like, this isn't right in any level. You can have a chat to a member of the opposite sex, no problem, but not when you're chatting about basically getting together. And every time Cassidy comes over for reassurance or tries to find out, like the bit where they walked off and they're like, Eden has said they're going off for a kiss and she's shot up the stairs waiting to sort of catch him at it. It's like, he's like, oh yeah, I just want to be with you. Yeah, I just want to be with you. And I'm like, fucking totally bullshitting her ear.
What about like the communal showers or whatever they've got? And Grant's like, do I have a good ass?
Yeah.
That was fucking terrible, that wasn't it? But
Yeah, that was terrible. I told you these impressions.
They don't get any better. Fucking however many seasons in we are, they do not get better. But yeah, I must admit, Chris, I was feeling pretty sorry for Cassidy. And, all the girls are stunners, aren't they? But I do think Cassidy is like just really naturally pretty. She doesn't have to do a lot with the makeup or whatever, and I felt really sorry for her. But like I say, 100% trusting Grant is massively misplaced.
Yeah, and look, at the end of the day, I've got to give Cassidy full disclosure, full respect, because she had a word with Taylor. Taylor said, but he's telling me the opposite. She confronted Grant and absolutely tore him a new one, didn't she? She was like, did you say you wanted to kiss it? He's like, no, I didn't say a word, no. And then later on, it was like, look, I'm going to confront Taylor. You're saying that she's... Have you said it? And he was like a little kid fucking owning up to something at school or whatever. He went, yeah, I did. Yeah. And she's like, why'd you like? And she was, you know what, Dave? Total respect. She fucking taught him a new one, and he quite rightly deserved it. She absolutely laid into him. But where they go, I mean, there's something there. Erin just doesn't like Grant at all. She's like, why the hell are you bothering over this guy, sort of thing? And they have only been in there like maybe 3 or 4 days, but it's proper. I mean, typical Love Island Dave. And like I said to you, this season is just like how I wish the English ones had been over the last couple of them. We've had a good bit of drama in the English ones, but this brings it and some, which is just a classic, absolute classic to watch. I was just enjoying every moment of cringing.
It was good, and the thing is, I guess because it's the first season, and they've probably seen a bit of the other shows, but they need to pull themselves away from the mirror to stop staring at themselves long enough to pay attention to a show. So they probably aren't as well versed in how to play the tactics and whatever. Remember the likes of Curtis, goes in there with an absolute plan, about what he's going to do, how he's going to act. He's going to couple up early and be the villa diplomat, and fucking Grant's not got a clue, has he? He's just like, he's behaving, being that flirty player that he is on the outside world, no doubt, and he's got caught out for it. But I think don't they? There's more girls than boys, isn't there? So I mean, the boys are going to get the next choice, maybe. I actually know, because we're getting a couple of guys coming in, aren't we?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Dave, two proper beefcakes as well, aren't they? Proper Aussie surfer dudes, these two. They look massive, don't they?
Yeah. They've been, what is it, saying the prayers and taking the vitamins, I'm sure.
I think that's how you say it, yeah. I'm sure Hulk Hogan would have something to say, Dave. But yeah, you're right. The big guys, very big guys. And obviously we just get a bit of a VT, don't they? Flexing the muscles, six-pack out, all that stuff, all that caper, usual like Love Island script. But that'll be interesting to see if any of the girls who are partnered up sort of spring, and also they usually take them on dates, don't they? If they come in, they'll send for different people. So I'm quite interested to see where these guys go, and if they do pick anybody, will it sort of create a divide in the relationships? I'm not sure. I must admit, Dave, I was laughing at Josh with Kim, and he said something about spooning her. Do you know? I didn't even feel it.
Yeah.
Was she on about the spoon? Yeah, exactly. Fucking wounded with that one, if that had a thingy. But yeah, interesting, Dave. Is there anything else caught your eye?
Yeah, I think Erin is definitely good entertainment, isn't she? I thought we saw two sides of her today. So when Cassidy was, she was putting up a front, wasn't she? She was trying to be cool with everything. She doesn't want to push Grant away, but then she sort of broke down when it is undeniable what Grant's doing. I thought Erin had some good advice for her, and actually, mature advice that kind of was a bit beyond her years. But then with Millie, she showed a completely different side where it's like, look, I don't fucking like you. Just, I've got nothing to say to you. If it was in the outside world, I wouldn't speak to you. So fuck off, essentially. So I think she's definitely good entertainment. And as she says herself, if you're not involved in the drama, what's wrong with you? So yeah, I am enjoying watching Millie, Erin, and just, the kind of ruffles and drama that she creates.
Yeah, she's very, very headstrong, isn't she? Which I think is an admirable trait, Dave. And it's good that you speak your mind. I think Paul Millie though got a bit of a fucking roasting. I don't think she's done too much. I think Millie's a bit opinionated and she's stand her ground. But I think she's met a match with Erin. Erin's having fucking none of it with her at all, not at the moment, anyway. So yeah, and I'd forgotten all this, Dave. So I'm saying this new. I don't even remember how any of it plays out. To be honest, like I said yesterday, I am literally going to be watching this as someone new with everything that's going on. It may be stuff that I've missed anyway, but yeah, Jay, it's just very, very strange. I mean, is there anything else in the episode that caught you today, Dave? Because I'm pretty much Grant, and I know they had the game and everything, and that was pretty shit, really. But the kissing game and all that, but just the whole Grant situation just dominated it, because it just seemed to be like a comedy moment from one conversation to the other. He was just dropping himself in it.
Yeah, no, the boys won the game, didn't they? Like you say, whole episode was sort of centered around Grant and his game playing tactics. So not too much else. I guess that was. I don't think Millie did too much wrong, but I think it started in the game, didn't it? So I think Millie kissed Eden, but she didn't sort of turn around and acknowledge Erin before she kissed him, I guess, and that wasn't girl code. And I know you love Girl Code, Chris. But it seems like, once you're in shit corner with Erin, there's nothing you can do. You just have to sit it out and just give her a wide berth. But I think that was the thing that pissed her off initially, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was to be. And look, I don't think she was necessarily wrong in what she was doing. I just think fucking delivery is cutting, to say the least. It's ace, Dave, and I've totally forgot what she was like. She just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And it must be a producer's dream on Love Island. It must be thinking, you know what, this girl just does not give a fuck. And
Yeah.
that's perfect. It's good TV at the end of the day,
It is. We saw in the second season, didn't we, that there were too many kind of well-drilled people who were a bit vanilla, and they just weren't really getting involved in the drama too much. You had Matt sort of crying his eyes out every 5 minutes, whereas here, like you say, they just don't seem to give a shit. It's brilliant. I mean, any of the questions kind of jump out at you? I think, who do you reckon Natasha was with? I'm sure someone said Justin Bieber.
Yeah, pretty easy, wasn't it? They were giving the he even said it, didn't he? The commentator about baby as like a piss take. It was definitely Bieber. I think I remember reading it at the time that it was Justin Bieber. Obviously, she's under NDA, so she has to keep her gob shut. But yeah, I'm sure there's a few. I think there's been a few like that. I think someone from the UK in a similar situation. The last series, not the winter one, the one last summer. I'm sure one of them had been in a relationship with
Paige was in a relationship with what's the guy, the musician?
Is it Professor Green? No.
Professor Green. No, I can't remember his name.
His name.
He's not a looker. He's not a good looking bloke.
Yes, it was
Lewis
Capaldi.
Yeah, that's him. That's
Professor
him.
Green. What am I fucking smoking? Sorry, yeah.
Fucking Green.
What a dick. Yeah, Lewis Capaldi. Yeah, and she was with him, wasn't she? So interesting stuff, Dave, as well. Really interesting. I've got to say though, Dave, just moving slightly of Love Island. I've been watching every night. I don't know if you have the best of Big Brother on Channel 4. So they've got Davina, Rylan, they've had Emma Willis on, Dermot O'Leary, obviously used to do Big Brother's little brother before Rylan took it on. And they're going back over different series and stuff. So they started with the first one and it was ridiculous. I don't know if have you catched any of it at all?
No, so I mean, is it literally season 1?
No, so what they've done is they've picked out like some of the best bits. Channel 4 are going to reboot it. They've got the rights back now, so they're going to reboot the show. So obviously it ran for 18 years. So they've picked out different series. So we've watched it for like 3 nights so far, and they've had Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So they've had series 1, series 2. Then it's gone to like, they had the Nasty Nick bit, like where they confronted Craig. But there's an assault course they do, Dave, like Craig and Nasty Nick fucks it all up for them. They still do it, but it's the worst assault course you've ever seen. So they've got to wear a fucking cycling helmet, knee pads, arm pads. They go on the little army assault netting. Then they've got to do the monkey ropes across, but they've got to touch every rope. Then they've just got to go over like a seesaw and touch one side to the other. It's and through some tires as well. But Nick's doing it. Nasty Nick's doing it like he's some fucking athlete training, and he falls in the tires. Then he starts throwing the most pathetic punches you've ever seen, like he's a boxer. And it's like, I remember all this. Like, but it looks so dated now. I know it's 20 years ago, but we were hit then, weren't we? We were like early 20s when this come out. Like I was 20. What was I would have been 22 or something in 2000 when it come out, and it's like it's fucking terrible. And last night was series 7 where it all kicked off, and there was a girl called Grace with a Scouse lad called Matt, I think it is. I didn't realise this. We were just reading it. They're still together. 2006.
Wasn't there?
You know what I mean, don't you?
Wasn't it Scouse bloke Craig or something?
He won it. He won the first one. He still does like the DIY stuff because he was a builder. He's still got shows and that does this morning. Right. So Craig Phillips, he's a good guy. He donated all his money, didn't he, to a Down syndrome girl, wasn't he? Charity. Okay. Yeah, really good guy, Craig.
I remember there was like Bubble and Spencer in the second season as well, I think. Yeah. A mate of mine knew Spencer before he went in there. And I mean, to be honest, Chris, I used to love it. But the problem was it did consume my life. I'm sure I've talked about it even on the podcast where I say, you could go onto the website, couldn't you? And you could watch them at any point. So for me, that was proper reality TV. Obviously, you got condensed show to summarize everything, at the end of the day where they had all the highlights. But there was none of this staged crap that you get with like Love Island, where it's like, I'll just pull you for a chat with these 6 cameramen with all their different angles and sound boom arms and stuff all set up in this exact spot. We'll authentically do that. No, there was none of that. You could actually log on at any time and see, and mostly it was fucking boring, but there was something, I don't know, voyeuristic, or there was just something compelling about watching it. So honestly, Chris, I'm gonna give that one a wide berth because I'm already watching too much reality TV at the moment. I don't need something else, or else I'm going to end up with like 2 hours sleep a night.
Yeah, and I must admit, Dave, we didn't think we'd enjoy it, but I've watched Big Brother every series. I've not missed one series of it. Sometimes, because I'm up so early, I may miss, say, 20 minutes of an episode, and I'd either have to catch up or to get Sam to brief me. But we watched it religiously, me and Sam. It was one of our Friday night staples. I must admit, it did go sour the last few series, but I still sort of kept my eye in and stuff and watched it. But it's just seeing how things unfolded, and at the time they were so dramatic, like when we watched Love Island, and then when you watch it now you're like, this is pathetic. But at the time, I remember saying to Sam, oh my god, we've got to watch it, like when we do with Love Island with all this fake drama. So I'm with you though. I used to get up and put E4 on because it'd have them asleep at 5 a.m. when I was getting up for work. Or I used to put it on to see if someone was up and they were still, because I remember loads of times I've seen it kicking off at 4 a.m, and I'm like, I had to tell Sam waking up, you won't believe what's going on here, because it wasn't edited. The only thing we were watching it live used to piss me off was saying that live, it was about 5 seconds behind, because you get a lot of empty noise. They play bird noises because people were talking about things that obviously they shouldn't have been. Or maybe it wasn't 5 seconds, it might have been 20 seconds, but someone was there all the time sort of policing it.
Didn't someone said something or did something, so they ended up introducing a bit of a delay, didn't they?
Yeah, after the first series, I think it was.
Yeah, I can't remember what happened, but there was a bit of controversy, I remember. But, I mean, fucking hell, 20 years ago, it's a long time ago, isn't it? And I do have to take issue. I'm not sure I was ever hip. Doesn't matter what age I was.
Well, speak for yourself, Dave, you know what I mean? But,
just had less wrinkles.
Yeah, I had fucking brown hair then, Dave. Mine's completely grey.
No, it's good. I like I say, I'm going to give that one a wide berth. I'm still going through season 6 of 60 Days In. Still loving that. They've chucked in a second batch because the first batch were a bit crap. So, yeah, no, it is a good one, that one. And then, we've obviously got Labour of Love coming up, haven't we? Obviously, this is coming out daily, so I think I'm well stocked on reality TV right now.
Yeah, and I'm exactly the same. I've watched plenty of it, Dave. So, guys, if you want to contact myself and Dave at cdrealitycast on Twitter, or if you want to email in cdrealitycast@gmail.com. So, Dave, thank you very much, my friend, and let's just wait for the drama tomorrow.
Absolutely, mate. Can't wait. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye now.